Good morning, guys. Bright and early and frosty. It was just yesterday that Gage and I heard that strange call. What the f? I don't know what it was. Now, I've listened to this 25 times on the computer, cranked up, headphones on, and I'm gonna say a couple of things, okay? We're gonna walk back in here today. We're gonna be quiet when we get in here. We're just gonna sneak around. That does not sound like any owl that I know of from around here. The beginning part of that call is like a whoop sound, what everybody would refer to as a whoop. That's exactly what I freaking heard. The end of it sounds like an owl call, the end of it. But so the three main owls that we have here, and I will play the sounds for you guys on here. There's no mistaking, okay? The barred owl is. The barred owl is hoo 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 hoo. Who cooks for you? Right? That's the barred owl. That's the main one we have here. We have a great gray owl. They're more of like a chirping sound. Like the great gray doesn't sound like you would think this great bellowing cry would come out of the great gray. It doesn't. It's very small voiced. And then the other one that people always refer to as, oh, you heard Bigfoot? No, you heard a screech owl. Well, guess what, guys? Screech owls don't actually screech. Okay, they do a trello call, which is like a vibrato, like more. I'll play it. Okay, there's no point in me trying to imitate these things. But it's got a vibrato to it, okay? That's the call of the screech owl. And to be honest with you, I think I've heard a screech owl 2 times in my life. Never. The one that we hear here, the one that is here in the woods calling all the time is the barred owl. And it's the hoo 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 hoo. That's what we hear constantly in the swamp. That thing there, I'll play for you again right now. Listen to the end of it. Yes, it does have some kind of owlish quality to it, but the beginning does not sound like any owl that I am familiar with. What the f? So last night I wanted to come back in here and do a night investigation because we heard knocks. We heard that strange call. Gage and I smelled something. And Tom was not home. I killed an hour waiting for Tom. I texted him. He was out for dinner. Never got home. So I decided to do it by myself. And some of you are going to ask, well, why didn't you bring Gage? Well, at night there's no point in bringing Gage because he can see quite well, and he's out there running around 100 yards away from me. I don't know where he is. He's making noises, scaring the bejesus out of me, and he's scaring everything else away. So I just thought, well, I'm going to leave him at home. And to be quite honest, it's terrifying coming out here by yourself. So I didn't make it very far, 400 yards into the swamp. I could hear something walking. I never saw anything, but I could clearly hear something. I was like, yeah, there's something moving here in the woods. And when I looked at the footage afterwards, guys, I see something moving. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's deer because deer would have ran away. I don't know what it is. There's just something that catches your eye that you can see movement there. I have no idea what it is or was. I just wanted to clarify all of that stuff right now before we get back here any further because I want to be quieter today and I want to see, do we get any other recordings? And again, I'm bringing the better camcorder with the better microphone. No dogs barking today. So the question in my mind is, well, I've got lots of questions. Is that something mimicking an owl? Because also, I mentioned in the video, when Gage and I started up the trail and the dog was freaking out last night, I heard another distant call, something like that, and right on the edge of hearing, and I thought, there's an owl. But I wasn't sure. It wasn't like a clear, oh, there's a barred owl. I was like, again, there was something off. You know, so you hear people all the time. We've had stories submitted to this channel, people talking about that, where they've heard owl calls that definitely weren't owls. Is that what we heard? I don't know. The other question I have is that frickin' raven. That thing was huge. Now I'm questioning what I saw. Okay, because of this. I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't a raven. I saw a raven. When I looked up, I saw a blackbird. It scared the bejesus out of me. It was there watching me. I had the shivers. I didn't see it until it took off, and it was huge. But it was black, like a raven, and that's why instantly I was like, oh, there goes a raven. But then I got to thinking, well, maybe it wasn't a raven. Maybe it was a big, huge owl, and this is all just an owl. I don't know. The scientist in me is like, you know, I don't want to make more out of this than there is. But guys, we got that track here not too long ago. This is the time of year. We got knocks last night, okay? How I can't explain. How do you explain the knocks? Okay. Here we are. We are back in the spot. Somewhere up there is where that raven took off from. I saw a raven. And again, we're not far, guys. We're a couple hundred yards from the creepy corner right here. Was that a knock? There's a clearing back there with two metal chairs. Somebody had a hunting blind there from probably the 1960s. There's nothing left of it. It's rotted away completely. That place gives me the creeps just as bad as right here at the creepy corner. This whole area. Okay, so we're on that other deer trail. I know why this is a deer trail. because those hunters, 40 years ago had a trail here. You can still kind of see it if we look behind us. It goes over that rock and then down way through the forest. This property was used from the 1920s on. All the houses beside me were farms. You know what we haven't heard lately, or much of this season, and I'm just going to say it because it's in my head? Whistling. You know what that means? Probably going to hear a whistle, because I've thought about it and now I've said it out loud. And I just had to say it out loud before it happens, because it's weird how this works, okay? Again, paranormal sums up my experiences back here more than physical being. Good boy, Gage is over there marking our territory. Here we are in the clearing with the chairs. They're just down here. The deer have been rooting around here, scratched it up a bit. I can see tracks. There's the old chairs. And right there is the opening to the big swamp. I just noticed something in this clearing I never noticed before. There's 2 more chairs. Alright, let's just take a little walk down here to the edge of the swamp and take a look out over the swamp. We're all the way back here, we might as well, right? So I see the broken top off of a spruce here, right where I'm going to cut down, but I don't see any broken spruce there. They've all got tops on them. Every one of those is accounted for. So where did this come from? I'm telling you, they've all got tops right there. It's frosty out here. Raven's cawing again. It's pretty wet and soggy along the edge of the swamp, but it's also got a very fine layer of frost. And I can hear it crunching before I break through, and then you hear the water underneath. So I think anything walking through here would leave footprints. I'm leaving pretty good footprints. And I don't see anything. The whole trail is covered in tamarack needles. Why didn't you pick a bigger one? Just watch him try to run between two trees with that. And the funny thing is, he does it at least once a trip out here in the woods. He picks the longest stick he can find and then he tries to run between trees with it. Nobody ever said you were the smartest chocolate lab, eh, Gage? Alright, quiet and uneventful trip into the creepy corner, way up in behind 600-700 yards, back into the swamp, all the way back around onto this trail, back past the creepy corner. No shivers, nothing unexplainable. One distant sound that might have been a knock this morning. You know what? I think we're gonna have to just, next couple of times we come out, come in the evening. I don't like that. Maybe I'll get Tom to walk the whole entire loop. I think we can get across that swamp today. I was checking. There's a bit of water in there, but it's not over your boots. So I'm pretty sure if we can cross, we can get to the trails on the far side, which we have, and then we can do the whole 90-acre trail. Just coming out of the bush, called Tom. I said, "Where are you?" He said he's in the hot tub. He's a brave man telling me to come over and chat while he's in the hot tub with my camera. You got clothes on?